Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at Rage of Bahamut Genesis. Gonna go ahead and say this now. This show is weird, like really weird. It decided instead of making its own characters, they're just gonna take a whole bunch of other characters from other religions and mythologies and whatever, throw them in a box, shake it up, and toss them out and say, here's an anime, enjoy. It's just weird. You got like devil creatures like Beelzebub, Satan, and Lucifer, all separate characters. You have gods like Bacchus from Greek and Roman type religions. You have the angels of Michael and David and what all, but you also have apparently like supreme gods or whatever. Like I think it was either Thor, Odin, or something like that. It's weird. It's just weird. They're expecting us to sort of buy a lot in this by simply saying, hey, all these things exist in one universe. Are we going to explain how it works or the hierarchies or anything? No, not really. Just kind of sit back and try to make sense of it all. The story is as follows. A long time ago, there was an old dragon god named Bahamut who caused a lot of destruction and chaos. I guess they just didn't want to put Cthulhu in there for some reason, even though it would have made more sense, but whatever. Then, after all of that, the dragon had caused so much destruction that the gods and demons had to put away their differences and work together. A powerful god and a powerful devil gave up their lives, their physical forms, to become keys that would seal away the dragon in stone. If this is sounding like the most generic plot ever, you're right. Cut forward to about 2,000 years, and we have a young girl named Mira who stole one of the keys and is now being hunted by heaven, hell, and the human realm. Yeah, this character is sort of not bad, but kind of doesn't get used to her full potential. It's only a 12 episode show, and she doesn't get much character development besides the fact of, she likes to eat demons, weird. And she also doesn't know anything about her past, and she's just trying to look for her mother. That's about it. But she does try to go and find her mother in the horrible place known as Helheim, a land full of ice and snow that no one in their right mind would want to go to or even know how to get to. Luckily, she finds help with a smooth talking bounty hunter named Favreau. Yeah, if you want to know what this guy is like, basically think Aladdin, but not as much of a goody two shoes. I will say this, he makes up the majority of the entertaining parts in this show. Just gonna go ahead and put that out there. And the way he sort of is, I suppose you could say, the epitome of everything that the primp and proper knight is not, which we'll get to later, it does entertain me quite a bit. So one thing leads to another. He gets cursed because he was a liar and told her he knew how to get to Helheim when he clearly did not. And now he has to find a way to get her to Helheim without her figuring out that he is a total liar. Though I have a feeling she kind of knows in a way. And through all of this, they're being chased down by some crazy psychopath, Kaisar. Okay, to be fair, he's not crazy. He's just trying to get revenge for some things he believes Fabro once did to his family, and he's trying to reclaim his honor. Hello, Zuko. But seriously, this character does later on become actually a pretty good one. But at the beginning, he got on my nerves something fierce. Seriously, the whole white knight in shining armor that's trying to reclaim his honor or whatever, it's getting old and it's getting old fast. The last character we're going to talk about is Rita. She is my favorite character in this entire show. Seriously. Doesn't matter who you're comparing her to, if it's the white knight in shining armor, the goofball, the girl who has the mind of a child, or any of the other characters, she is the most competent and one of the most powerful, being that she's a necromancer and can control the dead. She also has a sarcastic tone, which I find completely hilarious, especially compared to everyone else's, which is either my honor or we must protect the world from destruction or, some variation of that or whatever. But I do have some problems with her. Namely, two giant plot holes which annoy me to no end. First off, she is a necromancer and can control zombies. And yet she gets bit by one of her zombies, which turns her into a zombie. Okay, then why in the world did she get bit? She controlled them. Did she order them to bite her? We never saw that order. Why would she order that? Obviously, she wouldn't. So why did she get bit? there's this just giant plot hole that makes no sense. The second thing that makes no sense is the fact that she can somehow be a zombie herself and yet still remain both her mental state of being a human and not wanting to devour brains. So she's basically just a human with the supernatural powers of a necromancer and staying young and all that. She could have just been a necromancer, you know. They didn't have to make her a zombie. I mean, they do some cool gags with like her hand flying off and everything, but they could have found ways around that with actually having to turn her into a zombie, and they wouldn't have had these giant plot holes. I go ahead and say this show has a weak story and weak character development. If you're looking for that, look elsewhere because this show doesn't have it. Its story is complex and yet stupid all at the same time. Characters are about as one dimensional as you can possibly get. And like I said, the only cool character is about Fabio and the zombie girl, in my opinion. However, where this show does shine is in the action scenes. Seriously, these action scenes are awesome. They have a unique take on magic where like they have these magical circles, which is in a lot of anime, but you have like these sorcerers making magic circles and archers or catapults or whatever throwing stones, lobbing arrows over, and when they pass through the circles, they get lit on fire. I thought that was a unique touch to the whole magical thing, sort of combining the armies. I thought it was a realistic take on how like old school armies would really implement magic. That was cool. However, there are a few things in this show that doesn't make sense as far as the weapons and stuff goes. For instance, in Fabio's weapons, you have a clock sword, which I swore was going to be some sort of like time magic type sword. But no, nothing ever comes of it being any sort of time device or whatever. And also, he has a crossbow that can shoot multiple shots. And I know they go into great detail showing off that it has multiple different barrels to shoot the arrows, but that still doesn't show how it shoots off more than one arrows when he doesn't reload. It only has, to what I could see, one string. And unless it has multiple ones, it ain't shooting off more than one arrow. Doesn't matter how many arrows it happens to have in the little holding areas at one time. I know this is a small thing to gripe on, but it makes me furious when someone had to animate and draw that and never once brought it up to anyone. Seriously, how did the person that did this not get annoyed as all get out? When you watch this show, you're definitely going to be watching it for style over substance. That's just how it's going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you one particular scene which is worth the watch itself. There is literally a scene where a demon girl riding a stone dragon is going against a god, a very fat drunk god, mind you, riding a giant fat duck. Yeah, it's that stupidly awesome. It's only for a moment, but it's well worth the wait. There's also a scene where a horse just saves the day. Yeah, like the animal, a horse, just runs in and saves the people that's in trouble. Not gonna say the exact episode. Gonna have to watch this one yourself because there are some hilariously stupid yet entertaining moments in this show. Altogether, this show just felt rushed. They tried to cram too much into just 12 episodes and they should have lengthened it out, either made it into two seasons or had a full, like, 25 episode season or whatever. This show altogether is style over substance, and if you're watching it for the story, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you just want to watch something for the cool action scenes and everything, then this will serve you well. So at the end of the day, I give this show 3 stars and a half out of 5. I am the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.